Yesterday's night race was such an excitement that we thought, let's do it again. Welcome everybody to live watch-along coverage for round 2 of season 7 for the ABB FIA Formula E World Championship. And already in just the second race, everyone thought, it's going to be a Mercedes dominance. No, everything has been turned on its head. We'll get more into that as the show goes on, but let's first of all take a look at the calendar. Yesterday, we were here for the opening race of the year. Today, it's the second race in a double header. After this, we take a month off before we head over to Rome in April. And the 20th of April, round about that date, the 24th, I believe, actually, we go to Valencia around the Circuit Ricardo Tormo, the same circuit that MotoGP uses for its Valencia race. After that, it's the Monaco Grand Prix in early May, and then 2 races in Santiago for round 7 and 8. Now, in terms of the Drivers' Championship, well, that all goes on what happened yesterday in race 1. Nyck De Vries leads the championship by 11 points as he was fastest in the group stage, and he was also fastest in the Superpole and took 25 points as well. So Nyck De Vries leads on 29 points to Eduardo Mortara on 18, who suffered a bad accident in free practice 3 earlier on this afternoon, and we still wait to know whether or not he'll be taking part in this race. We'll know that in a few moments' time. In third, well, Mitch Evans with that fantastic podium spot for Jaguar, going on 15 points, followed by Rene Rast, who is on 13 points for getting that bonus point as well for topping a lap. There we go, Pascal Wehrlein on 10, Oliver Rowland on 8, 6 for Alex Sims. Stoffel Van Dorn on 4, Lucas de Grassi 2, and 1 point for Oliver Tovey. No points on the board for Gunther, Bird or Lynn at all because they retired from yesterday's race. Now, in terms of the team's championship, Mercedes lead the way on that too. 33 points to Venturi on 18, 15 apiece for Jaguar and Audi Sport, Aib Schaeffler, Tag Heuer, Porsche on 10, Nissan are on 8, Mahindra 6, and Neo 333 Formula E team on 1 point and higher up the board. Still with no points though, the 4 teams go for Techeetah, BMW, Vision Virgin, and Dragon Penske Autosport. But those teams flipped around on the grid. They're on top. It's been a crazy one today. Let's get straight into it and take a look at what happened in the only practice session today, free practice 3. So the third practice session for the first 2 races of the ABB Formula E Season 7 here in Saudi Arabia. And it was a pretty uneventful session, bar for one reason. Andre Lotterer smashing into the wall down at the exit of turn 10 and 11. Just sort of losing the rear of the car and then just violently accelerating towards the wall, and bang, went off the front suspension as well. Car not being able to repair it for enough time going into qualifying. Sergio Sette Camara had a big moment at the same corner when the session was restarted after the red flag. Luckily, he managed to save it with his cat-like reactions that was famous for in Formula 2 as well. But then at the end of the session, rather worryingly and very bizarrely, when we came to do the traditional practice start, Eduardo Mortara was alongside Sebastian Buemi. He cut in front of him, which was a bit rude, I said at the time. And then when the lights went out for the practice start, Mortara took off towards turn 1 and didn't stop. Didn't make any attempt to make the corner, went straight on at the runoff and into the wall hard underneath the Tech Pro barriers. He was extracted from the car. He has been taken to hospital, and so far the scans are showing that he is okay. It is a question, however, if he will be back in time to actually take part in the race and whether Venturi can take part in the race. Now, more on that later, but it's a very interesting situation because the same thing happened to Daniel Abt in Mexico last season, just before the pandemic hit. He locked up going into the Forest Sol, and then all of the brakes failed on him, and the throttle stuck open, and then bang, the energy of the battery 100% went straight into the concrete wall. Same thing happened, it seems, to Mortara here today. So speedy recovery, Edo, and hopefully you're back in the race later. We won't know just yet from the point of this recording. We'll know when we're live in a few moments' time. So, let's go through the results. For the first time this weekend, it wasn't Nyck De Vries topping it, but it was the other Dutchman. It was Frijns from the Netherlands who was on top on a 107.294. Frijns topping for the first time, but this could be good because he's never had a pole position in his Formula E career before in 46 starts. Nyck De Vries second, Nick Cassidy third, Oliver Rowland taking 4th place, Antonio Felix da Costa 5th, Eduardo Mortara in 6th. Let's hope that he can get out racing later on. Stoffel van Dorn is 7th, Sebastian Buemi 8th, Sam Bird 9th, and Luca rounding out the top 10, Oliver Turvey and Jake Dennis 11th and 12th. The second page sees René Rast alongside Jean-Eric Verne, Tom Blomqvist, Norman Nato, Maximilian Gunther, Pascal Verline, Alexander Lynn, Nico Muller, Mitch Evans, Alexander Sims, Sergio Sete Camera right down in 23rd place on a half power lap. The only driver to do half power in FP3, not going to full power. And Andre Lotto, of course, crashing out, never getting time to do the full running order. Well, an update for you on Eduardo Mortara, literally just been given to me. Hazel Southwell tweeted at Hazel Southwell FE. Of course, she was on our Formula One coverage last year, and thank you for Hazel for tweeting this, so I'll give you credit as well. And everyone go follow her. She's an absolute genius. The stewards report Mortara's incident was caused by total loss of brake pressure in the front brakes, with the sensor showing 0 pressure, even when the driver had pushed the pedal to the floor. That's an interesting one as well. She also goes to point out that doesn't explain what happened to Mercedes in qualifying. So that's going to be an interesting one. So 0 braking for Mortara caused that accident. But as we alluded to, Mercedes paying the penalty as they supply the powertrains to both themselves and Venturi. Let's take a look at what happened then in a very bizarre qualifying. One of the most bizarre qualifyings I've ever seen in Formula E. So let's move on to qualifying, and I'll begin with holding this up to the camera. You see that? That's the qualifying group order that gets emailed to all of us in Formula E with the live timing as well. You can access it online. That's what I print out. That's how we know who's going out in each session. However, throw it away because of what happened. Literally, as I was starting the commentary that we do, that we don't broadcast, we got the information on the timing monitor that said that Venturi and Mercedes would not be allowed to go out on the track to take part in qualifying. Now, the reason for this is because Venturi and Mercedes share a powertrain. And this is the problem that Eduardo Mortara had in free practice 3, where he went straight on with some form of glitch that he just went straight forward and into the wall. So there was not enough time between qualifying, only 45 minutes when they got the car back to start downloading the data to check whether the Mercedes powertrain was safe to use. Now, the early sign is that it's looking good for them to race the car, but they couldn't qualify it, which means Nyck De Vries, Eduardo Mortara, who went out in Group 1, couldn't go out. Stoffel van Dorn from Mercedes in Group 2 couldn't go out. And Norman Nato couldn't go out in Group 3 either. So it left with some strange graphics that I do on my qualifying tracker, there you are, to see what was going to happen. But in Group 1, Rowland, Verline, Evans and Rast was the top 4 order going forward as well. Rowland would be knocked out of Superpole in qualifying 3, as well as Verline, Evans and Rast had some poor times as well. They start 18th and 19th on the grid, the last of the people who actually got qualifying times in. Rowland starts 13th, Verline starts in 16th. In Group 2, Turvey, Da Costa, Sims, Degrassi and Dennis went out. Turvey got through into Superpole. He set the fastest time in Group 2. Eventually dropped down to 5th, but got him in. Da Costa was running 6th until Group 3, but then he got dropped out. He starts 10th. Sims starts 14th. Degrassi 15th. And Jake Dennis starts in 17th after a bad qualifying Group 2. In Group 3, Frijns, Blomqvist, Vern and Boemi went out. Frijns topped the session and topped it in Q4 as well, so he went through. Blomqvist went through as well in 3rd, but starting in 7th place for Jean-Eric Vern and 8th place for Sebastian Boemi, but higher up for where they needed to be yesterday. In Group 4, Sete Camera, Bird, Muller, Lynn, Cassidy and Gunther went out. The only session with 6 drivers going out instead of 4. And it saw Sete Camera go 2nd, Bird 4th, Muller 6th. That meant they all got through into Superpole as well. Lynn starts 9th, Cassidy is 11th, and Gunther is in 12th place. So, the running order for Superpole was Muller, Turvey, Bird, Blomqvist, Sete Camera and Frijns. And this is how they got on. Frijns went to his first ever pole position in Formula E in 46 starts. Sete Camera starts 2nd. Unbelievable for Sete Camera. Bird 3rd for Jaguar. Neo scored a point yesterday with Turvey, but who would have believed that Neo, who was at the back of the grid, is now in 4th and 5th. Turvey 4th, Blomqvist 5th, and Muller in 6th. So the 2 dragons go in there. We've got a Virgin, a Dragon, a Jaguar, 2 Neos, and another Dragon Penske. Unbelievable. What a qualifying. So this is the full grid then. Frijns and Sete Camera on the first row. Bird, Turvey, row 2. Row 3, Blomqvist and Muller. Row 4, Vern and Boemi. Row 5, Lynn alongside Da Costa. Row 6, Cassidy and Gunther. Row 7, Roland and Sims. Row 8, Degrassi and Verline. Row 9, I should say, yeah. Row 8, sorry, Dennis alongside Evans. Row 9, Rast and De Vries. Row 10, Mortara and Van Dorn. And row 11, Lotterer and Norman Nato down in 24th place. Not long to go then until the start of the ePrix here, the second round of the season. Megan Burch will be joining me in the commentary box throughout the race as well. I'm just getting some live updates as I'm trying to notice what's happening with the whole Venturi situation. They are hard working on the car now as well. Hopefully they should be able to make the grid, of course, but we've still got to wait because Mortara has to be cleared to fit for race, and the official starter grid does show him starting in the race as well, so we'll just have to wait and see what's going to happen with that one. But it is time to cross over to the box, so I've got to quickly take off these ears, put the mic down and put a headset on and glasses, and Megan's literally standing right there now waiting to come into the box and get on the headset as well. So it's time for round 2 of season 7 of the ABB FIA Formula E World Championship. Your commentators for the watch along, myself, Joshua Burch. I'm joined by Megan Burch. And bang on cue, 7 seconds, headset on, glasses on. Megan standing alongside me in the commentary box for the 2021 Diriyah ePrix. Megan, welcome up to the commentary box. Welcome also, I'd like to point out, to something whole new for you.
Yeah, Formula E, I've never really done that much before.
You did season 1, then do 1 a year. But now we're back. And it's time for round 2 of the ABB FIA Formula E World Championship in 2021. The first year, the series is officially a World Championship, and the streets around the capital of Riyadh in Saudi Arabia, the Diriyah ePrix, and the lights flash around this 2.49 kilometre circuit. Lights on as we get ready. This is the starting grid from back to front. On row 12, Andre Lotterer and Norman Nato. Row 11, Stoffel Van Dorn is 22nd. 21st, Eduardo Mortara. 20th for Nyck De Vries on row 10 alongside Rene Rast. We'll get on to why the Mercedes and the winner from yesterday is so far back. Row 9 sees Mitch Evans alongside Jake Dennis. And then on row 8, Pascal Verlaine alongside Lucas Degrassi. The 7th row of the grid, in 14th place, Alexander Sims. Oliver Rowland starts in 13th. Row 6 sees Alex Lynn in 12th, and Max Gunther start in 11th. And from back to front with a segue on the grid, let's take a look at the top 10 in reverse order. It's been an interesting race around as the lights aren't actually on yet on the circuit, so we'll go with them as they come on one by one. On the back row of the grid, Nick Cassidy starts on row 5 in 10th place, a highest grid slot as well. He's looking to have some fight back with him today. Season 6 champion Antonio Felix da Costa starts 9th on the grid. Moving further back, starting 8th on the grid, Sebastian Boemi going for a victory for the first time since season 4. Further back on the grid, we will see Jean-Eric Verne starting in 7th place, going for his title attack today after a miserable qualifying and race yesterday for DS Techeetah. It's been a sort of reverse. The backfield teams yesterday now in the top 6. Nico Muller for Dragon Penske starts in 6th. 5th on the grid, moving up for Tom Blomqvist in a Neo 333. The backfield team suddenly at the front. It's all topsy-turvy. Oliver Turvey starts in 4th place on the Jaguar. No, on the second Neo. Then in the Jaguar, we see Sam Bird starting 3rd. Sergio Sete Camara in just his 2nd race for Dragon Penske starts 2nd on the grid. And for the first time in his 46 career ePrix starts, Robin Frijns, the Dutchman, on pole position. Interesting fact, a Dutchman has topped every single session this weekend, both Nyck De Vries and Robin Frijns. 45 minutes plus 1 lap in the night. Let battle commence. The light switches on to reveal the grid at 24. We should get, Megan, an exciting race just like yesterday, but overtaking is going to be tricky, like what we saw with Sam Bird's attempt with Alex Lynn. Alex Lynn with a 3-place grid penalty for that. What did you make of it? Yeah, you were watching yesterday, directing the cameras.
He deserves it. He went literally in front of... Who was the other person? Yeah, Sam Bird.
Yeah.
It slipped my mind for a sec. He literally went in front of him. Yeah. He was turning the corner. Who the hell goes, oh, do you know what? I see Sam just trying to just go around the corner now, so he's going to need to go out a bit. I'm just going to go right in front of him. You're on the outside. He was in front of you, so you just decided to go around. That's just...
Bonkers.
Why?
Bonkers racing.
It actually makes me angry.
So, we should have started the formation lap by now. It is 4 minutes past the hour, and away we go. Green flag now at the dummy grid. Now, the dummy grid takes place towards the traditional pit exit, so which means it's turn 1, 2, and 3. The start line is at the exit of turn 17 in the run to turn 18. So, they've got to complete a whole lap around this track in order to get to the grid, which doesn't usually happen, Megan, but it should mean that they've got the tyres all warmed up instead of just rolling forward 4 grid slots. The tyres warmed up, the brakes are going to be warm, which means hopefully we won't see what happened to Eduardo Mortara in practice 3 happen in this session here for the race, locking up and going straight on in turn 1.
Let's hope not, because that wasn't good.
No, Andre Lotterer is starting this race from the pit lane. Eduardo Mortara, however, due to take place 21st on the grid. The car, as far as I understand it, is not ready, which means that, yeah, it's confirmed it's still in the pit lane, so it's not ready. So Eduardo Mortara recovered after a horrific accident at the end of practice 3 where his brakes failed and the auxiliary brakes didn't activate, so he went straight on at turn 18 into the tyre wall. At the end of the session, he's okay. He was taken up to the hospital. He's back at the track now. He's okay, but the car not being able to be rebuilt, unfortunately, for him. They're coming on then to the back half of the track in turn 9 and 10. This is a bit unusual because, as I said, don't usually get a formation lap here. Good morning, good afternoon, Ribosome. And Ribosome asking, so what are your predictions? Well, personally, I'm thinking Sam Bird stands a chance here in the Jaguar. But
yeah, he's got a bit of anger to him today.
Yeah, we're looking for fight back after not scoring points yesterday. But don't count out Robin Frijns. He's been quick. You actually commentated on Sam Bird's first ever win back in Putrajaya Season 2. An early morning start back then. But you remember as well as I do exactly how aggressive he can be if he wants it.
He can be really aggressive. Though also, he was so aggressive that I thought yesterday, after he saw Lind, it's just like, uh-oh. I thought he was going to literally kill him because it was his fault. And
yeah, he just put the hands up as well, the one finger salute.
He literally just put thumbs up, just like...
Yeah.
That's the most underdramatic thing I think I've seen in years.
Hashtag Dear ePrix to get in touch as well throughout at Joshua Burch 99 or use the YouTube chat below. 45 minutes plus 1 lap, 100% kilowatt, 100% battery power, 200 kilowatts allowed. You can extend that up to 235 with your 2 uses of attack mode that lasts for 4 minutes each. Or if you win the fan boost, you can get an extra 20 kilowatts of power. Robin Frijns lines up then. He will be on the right-hand side of the grid. On the left will be Sergio Sette Camera from facing the lights now. But we seem to be going from the back. So we look at the right-hand side of the grid. That's switched over to the left. That is the pole side. Towards the lights for Robin Frijns alongside Sergio Sette Camera. He has the inside run into the first corner, which is turn 18. The green lights will be extinguished, and 3.5 minutes after we were supposed to get going, the 5 red lights will come on. Launch is enabled. We are set for round 2 of the 2021 ABB FIA Formula E Championship. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 red lights are on. Let's go racing Interior. Good start from the front row. Frijns getting a good start, but Sette Camera's bogged down. Sam Bird trying to go around the outside. Camera locks up, makes contact with Bird. Bird able to get through. They're all through safely so far. Little bit of bumping and balling. The 2 DS to Cheetahs going wide. Yellow briefly at turn 1. It's gone now. Vern is battling as a lock up there from Oliver Turvey. Up the inside, there's Blomqvist. Muller versus Buemi as well further back as they go through 3 abreast further back. Is that Rene Rast trying to go around the outside? Yes, there goes Da Costa trying to get through onto Grassi. Everyone going a bit of bumping and balling. Someone was in the wall. That looked to be Alexander Sims battling with Da Grassi. Getting a little touch at turn 14. Clean start from everyone, but everyone, Megan, thinking about doing the Dodgem 3-wheeler move.
Well, they shouldn't. Also, I just noticed something.
Yeah.
That is 15 seconds ahead.
Are we 15 seconds behind? Well, it counts up as you go along.
So at least I know when there's a yellow.
14 minutes to go. Yeah, we are about 14 seconds behind because we're watching on Eurosport as well. You can watch on BBC iPlayer, BBC Sport and Eurosport as well. And the red button. But watch along and keep us on us in the background. So, round turn 17, down now towards 18. This was where we saw Mortara yesterday do that tremendous move up the inside. Da Costa's thinking about going for Buemi. Buemi defends the inside. Da Costa goes on the outside. They make contact once and twice. Buemi squealing to get that car stopped. It was almost too much as Nick Cassidy looks for a way through in the other Virgin Racing car. So, lap 1 complete. Robin Frijns leads the way. His former teammate Sam Bird now in the Jaguar runs into second place, and everyone getting through. BMW in the background. That's Jake Dennis having a bit of problems there with Alexander Sims. Dennis is flying, the young Brit who was mainly racing in touring cars, enjoying having a single-seater.
Well, I would.
Yes, he wouldn't love it, really, a single-seater. So, let's watch the midfield battle that we seem to be having a go at. The 2 Neos, Turvey, Blomqvist, and then Muller as well further back, but cutting myself off because Bird, in the space of, 2 corners, gained, 2 tenths on Frijns? Frijns must have locked up and we didn't see it. That was very, very tight there in the middle half of the track. Blomqvist in P5. He's got behind him Muller, but right now, there is Muller in the white and red Dragon Penske. Further behind as well in the black and gold to Cheetah is Jean-Eric Verne. We look to the front now. DS Virgin Racing with Sam Bird in the Jaguar. So it's purple for Virgin, blue, black for Jaguar. And Frijns does a 1:12.610, fastest lap of the race so far, and leads the race as the attack mode's been open. Megan Bird's starting to hunt Frijns down, and their ex-teammates. We've seen this before when they change around. Bird's going to know every weakness to Frijns, and he's going to know where to exploit it.
He's acting like an eagle.
Eagle?
Stalking his
Bird
prey.
Eagle. How long have you been working on that one?
About 2 minutes.
I thought you were silent for a second. I was wondering what you're going on there. So Frijns leads the race. At the moment, we've got to wait to see how long this race is going to take place. Yesterday's race, for comparison, lasted for 32 laps, and the leader throughout was Nyck De Vries. Led all 32 laps. The fastest lap last night was Stoffel van Dorn on a 109.583. He got the extra point. But crucially, as we're now looking, 3 abreast down there, Van Dorn has got a 10-second stop go penalty. Meantime, up the inside as well, there's going to be contact. Muller launching up the inside. Did he get it stopped? I think he did. As there's a yellow on the circuit somewhere. I'm not too sure where. Sete Camera and Turvey having a little problem, but yellow flags are out as Stoffel van Dorn has got a 10-second stop-go penalty for a technical infringement. So just as I say, Megan, yesterday he got the fastest lap. Now he gets a penalty and has to go through. And that's a big one as well for 10-second stop-go.
There's debris on one of the cars.
Which one? I wasn't looking at the monitor.
Van Dorn, a red one.
Oh, well, that helps. Looking
Not
forward.
That one.
Well, we'll wait for it to come through.
I don't know.
It's Degrassi. Looks like Degrassi's got damage. He's running down in 12th place at the moment. Yeah. Yellow flag's gone, so we are green again. And it looks like they just brushed the wall, maybe some damage down at turn 1. Is it one of the Mahindras as well? Because Sims has dropped down to 14th place on the monitor.
I feel like these cars break like plastic.
They do. I was talking to Hazel Southwell earlier as well. She said the car's incredibly actually stable and the front wing's harder to put than a Formula 1 car. But because they're so heavy, these cars, they crunch a lot more. Yellow flag out again on the circuit. Lock up. That's why. Was that Turvey going wide? Oh, a little bit wide. It was Blomqvist. Blomqvist went too wide. Now he's got it in the middle of a DS to Cheetah sandwich as Vern got through and Acosta's just behind him. So Blomqvist drops down 2 positions. That's bad for Blomqvist. And really, you've got to feel sorry for him as well. Neo was in an underpowered car going into this season until Rome. And really, he's outperforming. Was it out-kicking your coverage is a baseball term, I believe. Or football. American football term.
It's one of them.
Yeah. He's punching well above his weight. Out-kicking your coverage. Burch has got the fastest lap of the race so far. 1:11.278. So he's running in second place. 4 laps complete. Already, 39 laps to go of the ePrix. 39 laps, 39 minutes of the race. See how much that has been off the season. Blomqvist now down to 7th place. As we said, he's in between the 2 DS to Cheetahs. And Bird now 5 tenths behind Frijns, but they have pulled out 2.221 seconds to Sergio Sete Camera. And a lock-up from Sete Camera, saying that into turn 3. And he nearly got passed by Turvey. Does all the Formula E drivers just want to sort of lock me away? Because we start broadcasting the races, and now they're all starting to make mistakes. Look, Turvey goes a bit too deep into turn 21.
It's like a commentator's curse.
In the worst possible way. Bird's been told he got the fastest lap of the race when it was the fastest lap of the race, but now it's changed to Jean-Luc Verne is across the line. Verne, a 1:10.866. Verne running P6. We've opened up the slider cam on the TV graphics. We're seeing Frijns is on board. But look at that. That's got to feel good. But are they using more battery energy? That's the problem as well. Are they using more battery energy in the race?
They probably are using quite a lot more battery energy, come to think of it, because they're always bashing into each other.
You know you're American. We just said about out-kicking your coverage. Your burger's arrived. And look, it's here, but we're on air. So, yeah, Megan, your McDonald's has arrived. There's your burger for after tea. 37 minutes plus 1 laps to go. As a move on the inside, that's going to be side-by-side action as well. Cassidy trying to go around the outside of Buemi. Buemi shuts the door on him. The same time, DaCosta tried to get through on Blomqvist and did manage it. DaCosta to P7 gets past Blomqvist. So already trying to have a go and trying to have an attacking mode, but manages to get through, managed to punch through. Good move there. Down into turn 18 as well. So still, it's 37 minutes to go, plus 1 lap. Frijns, Bird, Sete Camera, Turvey, Muller, top 5, Verne, DaCosta, Blomqvist, Buemi, Cassidy, all up there as well. And they're still trying to punch through more and more and more, as now, at the front, Frijns leads Bird, but for how much longer can Bird keep it up?
I'm not sure. Probably if he's on low percentage, not a lot.
That's what I was going to think. Is he using more percentage to keep up with Frijns? Replay further back. Camera again locking up into turn 18. Here's Cassidy trying to go around the outside of Buemi. That never turned out well, but at the same time we saw the move on the inside that saw Da Costa get through on Blomqvist. Frijns having to aggressively defend around the outside. Bird still trying to go through as we cut back to the back half, which sees Turvey, Muller and Vern, the battle for 4th, 5th and 6th in a little seg gap at the moment in that little midfield battle. Frijns getting a bit too close behind. Here comes Bird. And Bird crashed at that corner yesterday. So do you think the mentality of a driver, he's just going to go a little bit easier into that corner if he thinks about a move on Frijns? Is he going to go a little bit easier, or is he just going to send it like he doesn't really care and a bull in a china shop?
I would send it.
I'd send it. I probably would do the same thing, to be fair. Because if you're not going to send it, then there's no point being there. You get paid to send the move up the inside. So 35 minutes to go. Frijns leads. Bird, and it's all beginning to get a little bit like yesterday's race where there was drama at every turn. Today, because they know so much more about the track, they know so much more about how they're going to get the energy to last the full race distance, nobody's really going for that many manoeuvres like we saw yesterday. What did you make of yesterday's as well?
I thought it was good.
So trying to go through on the inside as well. Oh, going for attack mode. That is one of the DS cheaters of Jean-Eric Vern. So Vern lets his teammate Da Costa through. Crucially, Blomqvist didn't get through. So Vern's now activated his first attack mode. So he now gets 4 minutes of extra power. And now, what do you think? Da Costa should let Vern through because he's on attack mode. He's literally faster. And then just let him through. What would Da Costa play the teammate role here? Or is he going to play the I'm out for the myself game?
I wouldn't pick the teammate.
Yeah, I was going to say Da Costa's going to probably hold him up as much as he can. If Vern is going to want to get past Da Costa, they're both champions now, as I remember. And Da Costa's the reigning champion. He won last year. Vern won 2 years before, the previous 2 years. So I don't think Da Costa should move over, but I'm throwing that question to you. Should he have that banter to move over? Don't know why I said banter.
I would just do it.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Just keep him behind or overtake? Well, let's see. Vern's got more power. And, yeah, look at that. He's not going to go that aggressive. Vern moves to the inside down towards turn 18 and goes through. Now, the smart move for Da Costa here would be going for attack mode. He didn't. And that's why 2 cars coming back on the racing line. Sete Camera and Turvey taking attack mode. Turvey manages to hold down in between these two, but I don't think he got it. Did Sete Camera get it? Because that is one of the dragons going through. It's Muller. Muller getting the attack mode. So it's the other dragon going back. He slipped in there. Didn't see that. Muller now going on attack mode. Sete Camera didn't take attack mode.
If people were always kind to their teammates, and no one would ever get anywhere in the race.
Hamilton Rosberg. Yeah. Barrichello Schumacher. They're sort of all right. But Barrichello moved over every time Schumacher went through anyway.
At the end of the day, it's not about like a civil race. It's about whether you want to win.
It's a drivers' championship. That's all the drivers are thinking about. The team are thinking about the team's championship. The drivers thinking about the drivers.
Yeah.
Very much self-centered.
At the end of the day, just do what you got to do.
Tactical move here from Turvey and Muller. They've now activated their attack mode, and they're going to have 1 extra minute compared to Vern. So another lap of extra power. Vern's going to have to go for it, and does send it up the inside to Turvey into turn 18. Moves through on the inside, making everything I was just about to say completely pointless. As the fact is that Turvey might have had a smart idea, but he lost too much time on the lap. That looks like Buemi darting behind left and right to try and get into the top 10 for Gunther, and he's got him. Buemi has passed Gunther. So they're side by side across the control line, and he's done it. Buemi up to 10th place then. Gunther's down to 11th. We ride driver's eye with Sam Bird. Frijns and Bird have checked out at the front. They've got 2.6 seconds now to Sergio Sete Camera, who has taken attack mode. And now, of course, what they don't want is a safety car to come out. That safety car comes out, bang goes your advantage as well. I know exactly who's come on here. Space Sort Reviews, I know exactly who you are. Parcel's 5 minutes away, yes. I'm waiting for a delivery. And little Mr. Moody, who does watch-alongs on games as well and online gaming. Go subscribe. I think it's my first time seeing you live, Josh. Well, yeah, hello. You're awake for once. Oh, this is now coming down to turn 18. Oh, and Frijns has gone for attack mode, and that allows Burch to take the lead. But here comes Sergio Sette Camera. Camera truck didn't get through. He was a bit too far back there to go for Frijns, but crucially...
Well, if he wasn't that far back, then I think it would be quite a bad crash.
Yeah, Frijns has now got attack mode. Burch hasn't. So Frijns can now catch back up. 69% of energy. They're on the same as my pen literally goes flying out my hand.
How did that happen?
Don't know. They're on the same amount of battery power. So now, look, it's starting to change up a bit, but Burch leads, crucially. That's our first lead change this year because it all happened yesterday, and it's on lap 11. So Burch leads.
De Vries isn't doing that well.
Where is De Vries?
18th.
Well, he's starting.
19th now. 20th now.
Why? Why has that happened? Why has De Vries dropped down the order? Who's he battling with? He's in a battle. We're just hearing some team radio. That was just Frijns' radio being told that he's got such a set of camera behind him. Good spot though, Megan. De Vries dropped from 18th down to 19th, and they're still on the same battery power. But do you think he went for attack mode and missed it?
Actually, I think he might have went off one.
Do you think he went for attack mode and missed it? That's happened before, several times.
Probably, given that it happened in a space of 2 seconds.
So, start a lap. Yeah, probably. Fan boost has been awarded to car 7, Sergio Sette Camera. Car 13, Antonio Felix da Costa. Car 5, what a surprise, Stoffel van Dorn. He's won it every single race he's ever been in. Car 11, Lucas de Grassi. And car 17, Nyck De Vries. They are your fan boost winners.
Why does he run it all the time?
I don't know. Every race since last year, he's won it. It's unbelievable, isn't it? We've got a midfield battle brewing here. Everyone's on attack mode, so hopefully this is going to be an interesting one. I'm just going to write down the fan boosts so I can cross them off when they've been used. Who's going to go for attack mode next, though? That's the question. Van Dorn can't use it until past 50% of the race distance anyway.
Why?
That's just past the fan boost rules. Usually before, you could only get it in your second car. So, because we stopped using car changes the end of 2 years ago, here comes Frijns, pulling to the inside in second place to get repast Sam Bird into the inside, and Frijns takes the lead. So, Bird wisely goes for attack mode. Did he activate it? Yes, he did.
Ooh, close.
Sette Camera sweeps him off. Bird tried to get back through, so Sette Camera... Bird missed attack mode. I don't think Bird got attack mode. It's not showing up with the chevrons.
Well, he wouldn't have. He nearly crashed into me. He had to back off.
I don't think Bird got through the sensors. We'll have to wait because it's not come up on the timing graphic. His halo's flashing blue. So that suggests to me he's in attack mode, but nothing in the moment. Bird third. Yeah, Megan. Don't think he's got it.
Somebody tells me to try it again.
Let's just see if he goes again on the next lap. So it's lap 13. And
happen round about...
Yeah, turn 18. Yeah, does he go through? Does he try it again? Let's have a quick look. Don't think he is. And the graphics now gone off the screen as we see a replay of Robin Frijns pulling to the inside of Sam Bird. So they're obviously looking at it as well. Did Bird cross those sensor lines on the inside of the attack mode? Goes through sensor 1, doesn't go through sensor 2, and Bird now going for the move on Sergio Sette Camera. Camera doesn't have attack mode, so Bird does. Bird does have attack mode. Meantime, further back, Da Costa finally deals with Oliver Turvey. So Da Costa to 5th, Turvey down to 6th. Bird has got attack mode. It's confirmed on the monitor. Bird has attack mode. Nick Cassidy has the fastest lap of the race on a, what was that? I can't see it, 109.754. So Cassidy has the fastest lap. So, we are waiting 27 minutes of this race to go and no safety car. But we did have 2 safety cars back-to-back yesterday as well, you know, Megan.
Yeah, but may I just ask, why is Lotterer and it's another car, which I can't see the number of because it's hidden, so far in a different section to everyone else?
You're right. Lotterer and Van Dorn are coming through turn 20 now. They're about half a lap behind everybody else. They did have to come into the pit lane. Lotterer got the 10-second penalty drive-through, and Lotterer started from the pit lane, and Van Dorn got the penalty. So they're still side by side because Lotterer couldn't leave the pit lane when the lights went out because the start line and the finish line are segregated here. So
There's a whole new meaning to never alone.
I know, it's really bizarre, isn't it? And not one car is alone on this track. You're right. Meantime, 3 abreast further back into turn 18. That is Nick Cassidy going up the inside. And Cassidy, I think, got past. Did Cassidy get past Blomqvist? Yes, he did. Cassidy up to 9th, passes Blomqvist. Gunther trying to keep Roland behind. The BMW of Gunther compared to the Nissan gold and red and silver. Nissan e.Dams trying to go through. Gunther goes one way. And, well, to be fair, Roland tried to do the dummy that Bird failed to do on Lynn yesterday and nearly made contact. So, keeping on with the spirit of the race, the hashtag Diria ePrix. 26 minutes remain in this race. Frijns leads from Bird. They changed positions once on lap 11. Yeah, he's fine. You're old. I can stand up for the whole race. You're old.
I'm 6 years younger than you.
Still, you're older. There's the move.
Plus 9 days.
Cassidy throwing out the inside, nearly touching the back, actually, of Sebastian Buemi. And if you damage that rear diffuser, you're done for the evening. Good night, Vienna. And Bird still on that attack mode. Frijns isn't on attack mode, so Bird's got extra power to use. I think he's got about another minute or two to use on that. No, about 60 seconds left. I'm looking at the watch. So, counting back from when he took it, which was lap 13, we're now on lap 16, he's got about another minute left to do it, so he's still going to be up there. 25 minutes of the race to go. That's Cassidy getting a little bit twitchy. Blomqvist has taken the attack mode. Bird's only got 10 seconds left, so I was right with my call. 2 minutes left for De Grassi and Rast, so the two Audi Sport App Schaefflers have got 2 minutes left of this attack mode. And Bird out of power now, so he's going to continue 6/10 behind Frijns. So even with attack mode, Bird couldn't close up to Frijns. That suggests to me they're saving it for later on.
Yeah.
There's no way they're going to be that slow. Cassidy, as our picture freezes, we cut back now to Sergio Sette Camera in 3rd place, trying to battle Jean-Eric Verne. Verne's front wing looks like it's flexing a little bit where the 25 number is. That's on the right-hand side. Looks like it's flexing a little bit over corners and bumps, so I wonder if it's a little bit loose. But Verne wanted to make amends for yesterday's bad qualifying, goes very late on the inside. Sette Camera knew that was coming and got out of the way. And going for attack mode, now Antonio Felix da Costa for his 2nd attack mode. Now that is getting them all out of the way very early in this part of the race.
How many did you get?
You get 2 attack modes for 4 minutes each. So da Costa's got another 4 minutes left. Lotto has got it too. Lotto has done it. And Lynn uses his 1st attack mode. Oh, and that's Gunther. Is that Gunther off again?
Yellow.
That's a 2nd off. And it looks to be on the entrance to the pit lane. And there's all drama further back as well. Lotto is going wide. Rast is in there as well. Rast trying to get through and does pass Jake Dennis. Mitch Evans' move is down the order as well. And going off, I think it is Mitch Evans. Jake Dennis. It's not Gunther. It's Jake Dennis, the young Brit. So it's the 2nd BMW who is off into the wall. This could trigger a safety car or at least a full course yellow. Sorry, 2 seconds, because look at Frijns. He's under pressure from Bird. Bird's going to try and have a go. Tries to lunge through. Oh, and going for attack mode, Frijns. Bird takes the lead. But crucially, the full course yellow's coming out. So full course yellow, which means it's a virtual safety car. There's the confirmation, full course yellow. And now, Bird slams on the brakes and Frijns is right behind him. So that gap's shrunk back up. It was 7/10. It's now, 2/10, would you say there, Megan?
Yeah, probably. So also, can they stop hitting each other?
It's getting very dramatic, and this is what happened. Oh, he got nerfed into the wall. That looks like Lotto again, maybe. Who's the 2nd Porsche? Yeah, Jake Dennis officially stopped on the track. Oh, it was Verline. Verline forced Jake Dennis into the wall there and broken front suspension. So Jake Dennis completely out of the race. No wonder full course yellow has been deployed. Lap 18, Bird leads. So full course yellow out again.
He could have avoided that easily. Verline, not Dennis.
Verline could have easily afforded that. And that is Jake Dennis, angry beyond belief, Megan.
He's completely destroyed the front left wheel.
Completely off, yeah. And of course, you can't turn left into the pit lane. So he was sort of crabbing along the track, wasn't he?
It's like, where do I go? Please do not hit me.
Oh, De Grassi's got damage on the front wing. The front wing has been punctured on the centre monocoque. How did that happen?
Probably the line.
Frijns telling his engineers he was over-consuming on battery power, so he was trying to conserve.
Has he ever thought that's because he's on, like, attack mode?
Yeah, he is on attack mode. So
Has he ever thought of that?
Personally, I can't understand why they called for him to take attack mode when it was clear either a safety car or full course yellow would come out.
Yeah.
That's not smart vision there. So the Porsche just smashed him into the wall. Yeah, that was Verline. De Grassi and Sims are showing as stopped on my monitor, as is Verline.
And London.
And Lotterer. And Lotterer. Green flag! We're back racing!
Yay!
Green flag! We're back to racing here! And now Frijns tries to go right round the outside of Sam Bird into turn 18. Bird shuts the door on him. And Bird still leads in Dewey as the green flags are out.
I love that. The top 15 just so lost a percentage simultaneously.
Yes, because, thank you for picking that up, as there is a 2 kilowatt battery power reduction because we were 2 minutes under the virtual safety car. So 2 kilowatts of power have been taken away by the stewards. And now Frijns this has worked out. He's lost 2 minutes under with attack mode. But that's his first one. So he's now got 2 minutes back on Bird. He can now push Bird faster. And instant involving cars 27 Dennis and 99 Verline under investigation by the stewards. So that is now that incident going to be investigated. So probably a penalty coming for Verline. There's it coming up on the monitor. How do you read that one, Megan? Verline definitely a penalty?
Yeah, it was his fault.
Would you have left him room?
I would have left him room. I mean, it was. If I thought it would cause damage, then I thought damage can go both ways.
Frijns goes to the inside, down to turn 18 on attack mode, breezes past Bird. Bird powerless to attack anything. So again, that lead lasting 2 laps. They are changing positions lap after lap here in Diriyah.
So I can't decide who to win.
I'm running out of page numbers on my tracker here in the box. I'm running out of space. I'm halfway through.
Why don't you let me write it?
You probably will have to write it. I'll pass it over to you.
I have tiny writing.
I'll pass it over to you. Keep an eye on all the timers. Frijns are going to lose attack mode in 3, 2, 1. Clap. Out you go. So now, Frijns and Bird, 4 tenths between them, and both of them, I think, only got 1 attack mode left. Am I right?
Probably.
I thought that was someone on the track for a second. It's Robin Frijns' infographic popping up over the monitor.
What, you just think someone's just going to pop up just like, hi?
I thought there was a very small person on the track and the cars were going to hit him, but no, it was just a little infographic. Yeah, an upper, yeah. So, we're coming back on, and there's the debris on the track that we spotted yesterday with the drain cover. There's some tyre warmers all around it. As now here comes Bird again. Is he going to get in the tow? He is in the tow. Frijns knows it. And coming into play are the 2 DS to cheaters. Frijns dives to the outside to try and defend. Bird lunges round the outside, gets on the AstroTurf, has to save it up as well. Here comes the 2 gold DS to cheaters. Can Da Costa get through and take an advantage on this one? Vern's coming to play. We've got a 4-way fight in Diriyah with 18.5 minutes left to play. As a drive-through penalty for Pascal Verline for causing a collision, and under investigation is Cassidy and Blomqvist for overspeed under the full course yellow. So Cassidy and Blomqvist under investigation. Megan.
Yeah?
Over to you.
I was just trying to figure out then how you're figuring out the laps from the time, but I just noticed that on the timing screen it says.
Yeah, how were you wondering I was going to go there? As Bird nearly loses out, Da Costa goes for an attack, loses out, his teammate Vern comes around the outside, can't get through. Vern has to hold it back. My goodness, that was almost teammates coming together. They did well, not actually these two, but DS to Cheat have a history of coming together at the same part of the track. Vern's now in the slipstream of Da Costa. Bird lunges to the inside and takes the lead again. Frijns trying to come back. The 2 Cheetahs side by side. Vern trying to go through, cuts back to the inside. Here comes the outside into turn 20. They're going to make contact. The two Cheetahs touch. And somehow they're still on the track. And they're both off. And they touch. How did Vern not go in the wall there? They're still side by side. Vern keeps the inside. Muscles his way through. DaCosta fights back. Wow, what racing interior.
They're taking my advice.
And Bird leads in Saudi Arabia. He's now got 0.8 of a second to Frijns. They're still closing out. They're still faster overall. Power, power, power. More, more, more. Camera in 5th place. Megan. What do you think about that move on Vern?
I think it was good. I'm glad for taking my advice.
Confirmation, drive-through penalty from Pascal Wehrlein for that collision. What an exciting couple of seconds in Formula E.
I'm glad that they're taking my advice and not giving a damn about who it is.
So here comes back now. That is Sebastian Buemi going side by side with one of the Porsches. Buemi passing Muller. Turvey's coming through as well. Turvey's, oh no, go for attack mode. That's Turvey on attack mode.
Get ready.
And Muller on attack mode too. Buemi's closing out on it, so Muller gets 4 more minutes. Turvey has 2 left. Still going there as well. And Turvey moves ahead.
2.
What are you going with that one? Until what? Here's the handbags at dawn with the 2 DS cheaters. Who do you think's at fault here? Who's at fault? Is it Vern for trying or DaCosta for still being there?
Which one's that?
That's Vern.
Vern.
Yeah. Okay, Megan.
He was just in the way.
Rule 1.
Never hit your teammate.
Rule 2.
Read rule 1.
Yep. That simple.
Now, let me see if I've got my timings right now. 1, 2, 3. Want to finish replay, please?
Yeah, it was side by side. It's look, they were wheel locked to wheel locked as well. Back to the action. Here comes Bird. Bird's back on attack mode. Frijns doesn't have it. Bird retakes the lead interior and keeps it on the brakes. Oh, the camera's shaking. Bird goes a bit too deep. Frijns thought about going for attack mode. DaCosta's using his fan boost to try and get ahead. Bird leads on lap 24. They are changing position lap after lap. I think we should have a tally instead of this, keeping just Bird versus Frijns for the lead. They're going to end up taking each other off.
Since I've taken over, and that's 3 laps, I've had to write down 3 changes.
I've just seen the comment on there about Royal Mail because I'm waiting for it. I'd say at the moment 2. I won't go as far as 1. Sergio Sete Camera in 5th place at the moment. Drive-through penalty for Cass. No, sorry. I'm gonna take my words back there. It's just changed. Cassidy under investigation only for overspeed under the virtual safety car. Nobody at the moment changing positions. So at the moment, Bird leads with 2 minutes left of attack mode. Everyone, Megan, really on the same amount of percentage bar. Rast on 37, De Vries on 37, Van Dorn's on 38.
I might give it a look lower.
Lotte is on 41. If everyone conks out the line, Lotte is going to win despite being half a lap behind.
It's because he was in the pit lane.
I know. It's unbelievable, this one.
Him and Van Dorn are just like, oh, I didn't realise you lot have been losing things. And Van Dorn is now finishing with his attack mode.
Yep, out goes the percentage. So Van Dorn now stays in 21st place. Sims has just taken another attack mode. Degrassi's got 3 minutes left on that one at the moment. Have we seen Wehrlein do it as far? Have we seen Wehrlein do his drive-through penalty? To my knowledge, he hasn't come in the pit lane yet. Where is he? Wehrlein's still 20th. No, I don't think Wehrlein's going in the pit lane yet because he's got 2 minutes left on attack mode. So that might be a bit on the way at the moment. So, 13 minutes to go. Yesterday's race was crash, bang, wall up every time. This race has taken half of it to get exciting. But now it's starting to bubble, isn't it? Like a typical Formula E race, it's starting to bubble away to deliver something. Here we go again then. It seems to be turn 18 as well. As Camera uses his attack mode. Sete Camera uses fan boost. And he can't get ahead of DaCosta. As DaCosta we're on board with now is closing up further back as well. Evans has been passed by De Vries. De Vries using his attack mode. So that is De Vries used it and DaCosta and Sete Camera. So they've all used their attack mode so far. Yellow out on the track somewhere. I wonder where, though.
Green now.
Yep, you're right there. We go green once again. And I think in moving back as well, Cassidy's trying to have a go. And I thought it was a red flag for a second, but no, it's Bird out of attack mode and Muller out of attack mode too. I thought, why was I seeing red when it came up on the dashboard there? Into the pit lane, Verline, and who's dropping down the order? Buemi!'s falling down the order. Buemi was running in 11th place. Buemi down to 19th now.
What did you do to fall down so much?
That's what I'm thinking. Oh, he stopped on the track.
Oh, that explains it.
Yeah, yellow flag's out again. Buemi stopped. I can't see if it's a crash on the front. Well, we're seeing the right-hand side of the car. It looks fine. Oh, the steering wheel's off and he's in the wall. This will be a safety car. So, as now, look at this. Frijns under pressure. That's Vern. Vern and DaCosta going to come now side by side. This is the battle for second place at the moment. And this is going to blow the whole championship up because this is going to be a safety car. Yellow at turn 4. That's down the hill. Same place as Gunther yesterday. When a car was stopped there, they had to deploy the safety car. Full course yellow coming out, Megan.
Do you know how I like to name the cars as food?
Yes.
Do you know Tachita?
Yes.
That can be gold bars.
Gold bars, yeah. Well, they're going to have to do it. Oh, that's in a dangerous position. Full course yellow.
I like that.
Full course yellow, not a safety car. So how quickly can they remove that? Oh, we've got a big accident. That's Max Gunther off this time. Gunther's got both of the front wheels broken off. And there's a second car involved. Who was Gunther racing with? It's the 20.
Stopped?
It's Mitch Evans. It's Gunther and Evans. Now, this might red flag it. And Lotta's going through, so it's Gunther and Evans who have stopped. 3 cars involved, according to my monitor. Gunther, Evans and Lynn. It's Gunther, Evans and Lynn, who have crashed.
Your weekend.
I wonder if, second one now in a row. I wonder if they got caught out by the full course yellow.
They probably all crashed into each other.
Bird leads the way, 10 minutes to go. Are they going to throw a safety car, or like we saw a couple of years ago in Sanya, stop the race, clean the track up and go again?
I would just stop the race.
Yes, what? You just stop it, or?
Yeah, I mean, it's
and restart it,
90% into it,
I
think.
45 minutes, 10 to go, just getting there, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's 75% gone, definitely.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
I would just stop it.
They can
fully.
restart it, though. They can choose to.
I would just
Yeah,
stop it fully.
Gunther, Evans, Lynn and Buemi. So, Buemi's crashed at turn 4, but crashed down at turn 18, Gunther, Evans and Lynn. They've all 3 come together. They must have been under the full course yellow.
I want to see it.
I want to see it as well. They're trying to find the graphics. That must have been
It was a big
when
one.
it was called. Because all 3 of them, both front wheels are off for Gunther.
I want to know where the other car is.
Lynn's down in the tyre barrier where Mortara was in free practice 3.
So where's Evans?
Evans is just on the... Yeah, I think I saw the Jaguar. Oh, medical cars going out. Medical cars are going out. The safety car's being deployed.
Two wheels were
out. And we've got ambulances going to the scene now on the track. The full safety car has been deployed now as the 2 ambulance medical cars have come out from behind turn 17 and are racing down the start line towards turn 18. So a lot more serious accident I think that's gone on down there. And we're not seeing a replay either at the moment.
See it.
Roland out of attack mode. That's not
child.
important at the moment. De Vries and Van Dorn are there. We're not seeing anything from the zone, but it is Gunther, Evans and Lynn who have crashed under full course yellow down at turn 18, but the safety car now deployed for that. But the full course yellow was originally out for Sebastian Buemi crashing at turn 4. And now we're in a strange procedure. Is what we're going to do.
Have you ever noticed that when there's a crash, I act like a child and want to see it?
No, it's fine.
I want to see what it is.
I want to know what happened. I want to see it. I want to know what happened there. Well, obviously, we hope that Gunther, Evans and Lynn are okay. But when we saw was moving around, Gunther, Evans and Lynn, though, whatever happened, both front wheels of Gunther's was off. And we saw Evans was deep into the runoff area. We have not seen Lynn off. They've got accidents at 2 points of the track now.
Just stop the damn race.
They might throw a red. They might not. We'll keep an eye on what's happening on the monitor. The clock will stop, though, if the red flag comes out, and we'll get to know because we'll see it on the monitor. But so far, nothing at the moment. Nothing coming through. Safety car.
Why aren't they letting us see?
Maybe they don't have it. Or they're trying to they reverse it as well. But we're on board with Sam Bird, race leader. De Vries now out of attack mode as well. He's lost that 2 minutes. So now everyone with about 26 or 30% of battery power left to get to the end of the race. But
I think he's looking at it.
It is 7 minutes to go, plus 1 lap. The safety car is out, with the safety car without the roof, of course. The BMW i8 or i9, I think, or even i10, I believe. It's 2014 when it was i8, so a few generations on from there. And it was confirmed to us, it is Gunther, Evans and Lynn who are crashed at turn 18. So the same place where Mortara went off this morning in practice 3. And, well, actually, looking at that, Boemi has now confirmed he's back out of the car and safe. He's on his way back to the pit lane now. It's not that far of a walk, actually, from turn 4, is it? Actually, it's in the same area. You just hop behind the barrier and you're in there. So, what's going to happen in this race? Let's hear from Bird. Bird just, we didn't hear that. We didn't hear it on there, but Bird saying there's a lot of debris across the track and a lot of cars off at turn 18. And Bird calling for a red flag, I believe.
Oh, I would give him a red flag.
So Bird is calling for the race to be stopped, and they would probably just call it there because we've got 5 minutes to go and a lap behind the safety car followed. Oh, there's a lot of debris. That is Lynn.
So it started there.
Yeah, that's Lynn. That's way before the braking zone as well. Here we go.
Skid marks.
So that's Roland going on the inside. Oh, Gunther locks up, side swipes Evans. And where does Lynn come into all this?
He got clipped on the back of it.
Evans gets Evans gets hit by Gunther, but where did Lynn come into all that?
Well,
Lynn's wing is halfway down even before the braking zone. So who did he hit? That's what happened to Gunther. No idea what happened to Lynn though. Why he
probably
stopped. Did Lynn hit some of the debris? And that's unusual there. So now we know that it was Gunther who locked up going to the inside and spun and hit Evans.
All that caused by a simple lockup.
Yeah, and no idea what happened to Lynn. We haven't seen that part. So that's
thing is, I saw 3 cars getting hit.
Yeah, I did. So that's me. That's the director telling me that something big happened with Lynn. And he is down at the start of the race, yeah. And then we haven't seen it. Yeah, we haven't seen it, yeah. So that is weird. 4 minutes to go. The race will probably end behind the safety car, or they'll stop the race. Yeah, one of the two. But that is racing done. Sam Bird in just his 2nd race for Jaguar in what yesterday was disappointment as he too crashed into Alex Lynn. Here as well, today, he's taken the lead of the race and is on course to win with 4 minutes to go. De Grassi and Gunther haven't used their fan boost yet. Sorry, yeah, and they're out of the race, one of them. So, safety car and convoy of cars through the pit lane. So that's just a message come up on race control. Safety car and convoy through the pit lane. Now, why bring it through the pit lane, considering the fact that that's outside of the danger zone? That's past the danger zone. The safety car, the pit lane starts at the exit of turn 21, and there's a lot of people down there. Can you see, Megan? There's a lot of there's 2 medical cars down there, and we've seen nothing.
Which means 2 drivers need it.
I think Lynn has gone straight on, a bit like Mortara. Well, this is speculation completely at the moment. We don't know what happened, but I think something big has happened with Lynn.
I think he must have ran over a piece of debris somewhere, whacked into the wall, and then
because that wing is way before the braking zone. It's about
skid marks.
It's about 120 meters before the braking zone for the corner, Lynn's wing, and there is big skid marks. Yeah,
of skid marks there.
Yeah, one of them belongs to Gunther. Evans was already past the corner, but they are bringing the safety car through the pit lane.
Evans was dust knocked.
Yeah.
So the other must belong to
Lynn.
So
what did happen? Yeah, and Lynn was behind the accident.
He must have been a separate...
Race stopped.
He must have been a separate incident.
Race stopped. Red flag. Race has been stopped with
2 minutes to go. I would say end it now.
2 minutes 41 left, and the red flag has been called, and the round 2 of the ABB FIA Formula E World Championship here in Diriyah has been stopped after a 3-car pile-up We saw what happened to Gunther and Evans, but we still are not sure what happened with Alex Lynn, the popular British driver at Mahindra, and we hope he is okay. But the red flag is out, and the race will not be restarted.
I'm wondering what's so bad that they can't show us.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Why is there 2 medical cars?
Well, Sam Bird's celebrating, but forgive him, he doesn't know what's happened. All he knows is that the race is over, and we must say congratulations still to Sam Bird. A dominant drive. He was battling and changing lap after lap between him and Frijns. And after misery yesterday, he's had joys today. And just his second race with Jaguar, just like he did with Virgin, he wins. And the bride continues. The only driver in Formula E to win a race in every single year. And that is to Sam Bird. Yeah, race will not be restarted. That has been confirmed.
What's so bad?
Yeah, what's
happened?
I don't know if it was the fact that, yeah, that's the point. What's happened out there? So red flag, race stopped. And race will not be restarted. So checkered flag, race over. I wonder what happened. Sam Bird then.
I don't know.
2 seconds. That was Sam Bird. That was Sam Bird. And don't take this lightly as well. They don't. We were calling for the race to be stopped when Burch was off, and then we saw the other cars off, and then something about that they took them around for an extra couple of laps, and then we still haven't seen what happened to Lynn.
There's something about how they're not showing us the car.
Yeah.
They specifically avoided his car. They didn't mind showing Evans and Burch's.
So red flag out then, race stopped, and they're not getting out of the cars because they have to wait for permission from the race director, Scott Elkin, in order to get out of the car and go to the post-race park firmway conditions. So 2 minutes 41 left. We have 42 minutes completed officially on the board. And the race stopped, and drivers now can get out. But the red flag is out. Megan, please take us through the results.
I can't pronounce all the names, so some of them you're going to have to do. First is Bird, and it's...
I'll take it. Sorry.
Yeah, because I can't pronounce all the names.
Bird has taken victory from Robin Frijns in second, Jean-Eric Verne third to get to podium. Da Costa is fourth, Cassidy fifth, Sete Camera sixth, Muller seventh. 8th place for Turvey, so double points here for Neo 333. That's very good for them. 9th for Roland and 10th for Rene Rast. Alex Sims is 11th. Lucas de Grassi 12th. Tom Blomqvist 13th. Nyck De Vries 14th. 15th for Norman Nato. Pascal Verline 16th. 17th for Andre Lotter. And Stoffel Van Dorn taking 18th. Out of the race, Max Gunther and Mitch Evans. We saw Gunther going for a move on Evans and had an accident. And then we're seeing Alex Lynn. No news on him at the moment as we have pictures back in the box.
Why is he running?
He's running to the Parc Fermé. No news at the moment as what has happened with Alex Lynn. Sebastian Buemi crashed out at turn 4. Jake Dennis caused the first virtual safety car, and Eduardo Mortara in 24th never took part in the race. Riders saying not the best finish. I hope the drivers are well. We echo that sympathy as well and keep our fingers crossed for good news from all 3 drivers, because we never saw Gunther or Evans get out of the car either. But because we have not seen anything from Alex Lynn's accident, we are presuming something's happened with Lynn more. So we are waiting.
They won't even show us a car.
We're not, no. And we saw the wing was further back up at turn 18.
Also,
so how big was that accident? We'll stay on air.
Wasn't it Evans that had both his wheels off?
Yeah.
We were allowed to see that, though not allowed to see Lynn's.
Yeah, what happened? What was bad with Lynn? So we'll stay on air until we hear anything further. But the red flag is out. The race has been stopped on lap 29 overall. So 3 laps less than what we managed to have yesterday. Drivers now going through. I don't think anyone's been told anything at the moment about what's happened and why the race was stopped. I think Bird's now finally looking at the monitor. But red flag out. Race has stopped and will not be restarted. Megan.
What's that mean?
Timer monitor's gone off on the driver tracker, so we can't see anything that's happening down at the track now. Just trying to find out any information as well. Nothing at the moment. We can hear Jack Nichols distracting everyone. But, yeah, big accident stopping the race. No news about what happened on Lynn.
Why aren't they even allowing a single drop of news out?
Medical car was helping down there as well. Yeah, as well. This is the second. If you're wondering why we're struggling for information, we're not getting any information because, like earlier on, when Edward and Mortara crashed in practice, Formula E played happy music, went off air without saying a word, and it disturbed me at the time. And now something really has badly happened, and I can hear commentators laughing and joking. The driver's not being told any information. I swear, happy music's about to be played, and I don't want to hear that. I want to know exactly what's happening with the drivers because we saw the medical car going out. Mortara crashed off down at the track.
How bad was it?
He had to go pop to hospital, but he was okay. So, here's the results. Sam Bird wins from Robin Frijns, Jean-Eric Verne, Antonio Costa, Nick Cassidy. Sergio says to camera, Rene Rast getting the fastest lap. No! Yes, Rene Rast getting the fastest lap bonus point. He did a 109.454. The race fastest lap actually belonged to Nyck De Vries, a 108.811. I'm desperately trying to find news at the moment about what is happening. It is Jaguar's first win of the year. Robin Frijns was down in second place as well, as you know. So just having a look, nothing at the moment from anybody. I was just looking at Mahindra as well, asking if anything from Lynn. Nothing as well. So we'll stay on air and won't report anything until we have any news to go. So let's focus on what we can do and from what good it will do, the good of what's happened today. Sam Bird, Megan, the only Formula E driver in history to win a race in every single year. The bride continues to be the bride, married every single year. And this one's going to mean a lot to him because he left Virgin for a new challenge at Jaguar. And in just his second race, exactly as I said to you earlier, he won in Puigdemont race 2. His second race with Virgin. He's well now in his second race at Jaguar.
I reckon the only reason he didn't win yesterday is because
he made that crash with Lynn, yeah.
Lynn's really not having a good 2 days.
Lynn isn't having a good 2 days, no. So we'll just have a quick look. I'm literally trying to message people as we're live on air as well. It looks unprofessional, I know, but I think you understand as well as I do, as much as we're trying to find out what has happened out there.
I don't even think the drivers know.
I don't think they do, no. We won't say anything until we hear anything official. And I fear we might have to go off air.
Have you noticed something, though?
We'll just bring you back on to Cassidy. He's under investigation for overspeed under the full course yellow. So Cassidy finished in 5th place. He might lose that points-paying position. So watch out for Sims, maybe to get into the points.
Have you noticed something?
Yes, Megan.
They're not showing Lynn's team at all.
No, they haven't seen Mahindra, have we? Or Sims,
exactly.
who's his teammate.
Because they won't be exactly playing happy music by now.
Yeah, let's take a look and see if we can find anything at all. Nothing from anybody.
There's an ambulance at the back.
Nah, it's just the medical car. That's fine. That's just.
And its lights flashing.
That's fine. It's not. It's the podium lights flashing as well.
No, I saw its lights red.
So the only good thing is that's telling me here is the fact is that they're going ahead with the podium ceremony with all the lights and flashes. So they wouldn't be doing that if something was bad was happening. But Formula E, I don't really think they have the sensitivity training that Formula 1 has had in the past. Megan?
Let's hope that just, like, the worst thing that could have happened is that he broke something. Preferably a leg.
So, just having a quick look. Is everyone okay from the accident? By the way, do breathe us from G. Harrison. Nothing known at the moment. And we just have to wait and see. So we'll cover the podium. Sam Bird wins again. A fantastic race for Bird. We must focus on that for just a second until we hear any more news. Bird and Frijns changing position lap after lap, diving back up the inside at turn 18. That was the big surprise. It was moment after moment after moment. And I don't think I've seen anything like that in Formula E before. It was constant attacking, constant moving, constant racing.
Yeah.
So, podium ceremony is taking place now. It's just taking a little bit. We will hear the national anthem of Great Britain for both Sam Bird and for Jaguar. So we're just waiting to hear. Second time today. We've heard nothing at a moment as well. There's a lot of confusion and not a huge of information right now, and it is understood to be Alex Lynn. So the journalists who are on the ground are having just as little bit as well. And at F1 Broadcasting, Formula E strategy has been haphazard, switching session on session. Not ideal for new fans as well. And also, okay. Thank you to Motorsport Broadcasting, who has told me this as well. Alex Lynn taken to hospital for evaluation. So there was more to what we've seen during the broadcast. So thank you to Motorsport Broadcasting and to Hazel Southwell. So thank you to Hazel Southwell for getting in touch at Hazel Southwell F1E. Alex Lynn taken to hospital for evaluation. We didn't see what happened to him in the seemingly 4-car incident between Buemi, Evans and Gunther and him. So Buemi was involved. That's why Buemi stopped. He managed to get round to turn 4, but it was a 4-car pileup, we're being told.
Jeez.
So we send our best wishes to Alex Lynn for a very speedy recovery. But Alex Lynn, that's the news from Hazel Southwell. And I trust Hazel a lot. She's on the ground in Saudi Arabia. And she says Alex Lynn has been taken to hospital for evaluation. So that's all the information we have for you at the moment. So that's the same thing that happened with Eduardo Mortara. I really hope it's not the same incident with Mortara where it was a brake failure. That's 2 brake failures. I hope that's not the case because that was a weird accident. Maybe Buemi was in. We haven't seen it back in the box, and that's what's annoying me. So we've got a second monitor that I'm just going to drag up and have a look at. And Megan's going to be alongside me now in the commentary box to take a look at this second monitor. This is Frijns and the Birds battle if you're watching on the TV. Me and Megan, however, just trying to find what happened on the circuit. And it was a bizarre accident, wasn't it? Anyway.
Replay.
That's what I'm trying to find. Do you remember where the replay was? Megan's going to try and find the replay for me, as we heard from Mortara. So that's no word yet on anything else. But Lynn taken to hospital. So yeah, Sam Bird wins. Jaguar's first win of the year. We're just waiting for the podium ceremony now. They're doing interviews in front, which is a little bit bizarre. I think Megan might have... Megan's frantically going back through the edit now to try and find the replay moment. We saw Gunther, but now we're looking for Buemi as well involved, which is the easily spotted Nissan e.Dams, the red and red, grey, gold livery. So it should be easy to try and spot him if he made contact. So yeah, if Buemi was involved as well, it's very, very bizarre. And, okay, we've got more news from Inside Electric. Mahindra's Racing, Alexander Ling has been transported to hospital for further observations. That's the same news we had, but it's further observation. So that's all we've got at the moment coming through. And Mitch Evans has told Sam Bird live on air, I was in the biggest shunt, mate. Jack then confirms Alex Lynn has been taken to hospital. So Jack Nichols has just told the broadcasters as well that he was taken to hospital. So that's what we're hearing so far. There's the full course yellow. It was a while into the safety car we heard it. So we send our best wishes and a speedy recovery to Alex Lynn. 2-car shunts. I think it was, Mitch Evans and it was Mitch Evans hitting Max Gunther, and then it was Buemi hitting the other car on the track as well of Buemi. So it looks a bit distorted, this, but we're trying to find everything as it happens. Here's the Drivers' Championship then, I think, coming in. Yep, these are the points then after 2 races as Alex Lynn's taken to hospital. So bear that in mind. Nyck De Vries leads the championship now by just 3 points to Sam Bird, who is on 25. Robin Frijns on 22. Mortara still in 4th on 18 points. Then Jean-Luc Verne on 15. Mitch Evans 15 as well. They didn't score any more points further down the order. And Jake Dennis, Blomqvist, Buemi, Natter, Lotterer, Gunther and Lynn. No points on the board. The Teams Championship we'll look over as well, as we're still waiting for more information. And I'm cautious about going off air, leaving it, because the next time we're on air is the next race in April. And I don't want to go off air and not give anything. So Megan can't find it at the moment. But here's the Teams Championship. Jaguar now lead by 7 points. 40 to Mercedes EQ on 33. And Vision now on 32 points. DS to Cheetah 27. Venturi on 18. Audi on 17. Dragon Penske on 14. Porsche 10, the same as Nissan. Mahindra on 6. Neo 5. And surprisingly as well, BMW Andretti, no points on the board at all. Megan, any look trying to find it back, the replay?
No, not so far.
Fastest lap of the race, Rene Rast, a 109.454, as I said. He's the winner from the previous race. If you go full screen, that might help a little bit. Vern's out there. Oh, cars 94 Lynn and 29 Sims under investigation for throttle map homologation. Now, Megan, this is the interesting part. Let that playing for the next 6 minutes because we might find it again. That's interesting. Lynn and Sims now under investigation for throttle map irregularities. Is that throttle what caused the accident for Lynn? That's the same thing we saw with Mortara in practice 3.
Why are they both under investigation when they
The
both had the
teams.
same crash?
Sims and Lynn, the two teammates at Mahindra. So the car, I think, would be under investigation more than the drivers. It's just an easier way of putting it. To put them
Maybe
under,
it's a natural problem.
yeah, to put them under investigation. And Charlie Louise saying, I'm so confused what happened in those final few laps. Is Lynn okay? I could admit, I said this earlier, and I said it off air, Formula E could do a lot better job at explaining what happened and giving information to its fans and us in the commentary boxes as well.
Yeah.
Nothing at the moment. Lynn has been taken to hospital. Something happened and we didn't see it on TV for the second time today. There's some mini drivers as well on there.
This keeps cutting out.
Sorry for Megan's headset keep cutting out. That's not... You back?
Yeah.
Lovely.
I think it was just a loose wire.
So, Megan, Sam Bird now 4 points back in the championship. Is he a title contender going into the remaining races which take part in 10th of April? Here's the replay.
Here.
So we've got a replay now, and I've frozen it on the monitor. So there is the inside. There's the incident with Boemi. So Boemi goes to the inside, and I can't see... Oh, I think it was just a complete... I think it was a complete failure, you know, for Lynn. Oh, Lynn hit Boemi. Lynn hit Boemi. That was what happened. Boemi, so it's not actually happened at turn 18. It's happened at turn 19 in the attack zone. Boemi's gone through slowly with Mitch Evans, and Lynn has come through at full speed and has smashed into him. That's what's happened. So that's what I can see in the commentary box on the replay monitor. Lynn, I think completely unsighted, has run into the back of Boemi and Evans, who have got round. That's why the safety car came through the pit lane. Well, that is shocking. Shocking if that's the case. We're on to the podium now in ABB Formula E. A sour note to finish on what has been so far a fantastic weekend, really. We had a great race yesterday. Today's race was bubbling and then a horrible accident. And we wish Alex Lynn a speedy recovery. I'm looking at it again. There's Alex Lynn in the background in the Mahindra. Here's Boemi. So Boemi hits Gunther Constantinas, and then Boemi cuts back across the track, and there's Lynn on attack mode, full power. I think he's just run into the back of him.
I think also he's kind of locked up.
I think Degrassi is it Degrassi looking down the audio? I think Degrassi's involved in that as well. Not nice. Whatever happened, not nice. Podium then on time. We'll have to take the podium as it comes. Jean-Eric Verne finishes in 3rd place for DS Techeetah. Better weekend for them. They get a new powertrain next time out in Rome in a month and a half's time, the 10th of April. 2nd place for Robin Frijns. Took pole position, led every session today. Couldn't take the race win. Had a shot at it though, must admit. But it's Sam Bird, the small British lad. And every single year, he has won a Formula E race. He's done it again. Rast is under investigation for overspeed under the full course yellow. Sam Bird jumps up with the one hand. We will hear the British national anthem for Sam Bird and Pasonic Jaguar Racing. Alex Lynn, a report at the moment. Okay, there's British National Anthem for a second time for Panasonic Jaguar.
Why?
I don't know.
You've already had one.
Have it again. Yeah, a second go at the national anthem there for Great Britain. Don't know why, but it should have only been played once. But Jaguar and Mitchell and Sam Bird.
I still don't know all the words of British National Anthem. I just keep forgetting them.
Don't worry, I think it's only the second verse is used when the Queen's in presence. So everyone knows the first verse, not many people know the second verse. Going forward, the Constructors' Trophy presented to Jaguar, their first win of the season, lifted up and celebrated. We understand at the moment it could be quite a big accident that was with Alex Lynn because we've had no footage and no word, and there's cameras on all of these cars, so we will wait to hear any news. And John McVern, third place on the podium, lifts up that trophy, celebrates. Second place goes to Robin Frijns, who, to be fair, they all look about the same height because Robin Frijns and Sam Bird are quite small chaps. John McVern's quite a tall chap, so the podium is at a different level, and they all look like they're standing at the same height. I'm not kidding either.
I'm going to look out for that.
They do, yeah, when they go to a 3-wide angle. Robin Frijns starts first, finishes second. There you look, see? And Sam Bird wins for the 7th time, 7 seasons. Sam Bird wins in Dewey. And the bride continues.
I thought he was going to throw that then.
I thought it was like a bouquet.
I was so used to Lewis doing
that. Yeah, throwing up in the air. No champagne, of course, in Saudi Arabia. No rose water either. So it's fireworks and confetti after the post-race selfie is taken. And the media will clear out. I feel sorry for Vernon Kay and Dario Franchitti who've got to go there. Now, we will stay on here a few more minutes because hopefully we might see what happened to Alex Lynn in the post-show. So we'll talk about it for a few more moments. I know, Megan, you want to dash off because you've got a burger waiting.
Yes. Oh, and by the way, I think I'll put in my application tomorrow when everyone's not so busy. Lovely.
Going forward, Bird and Frijns and Vern. 1, 2, and 3. I'm glad Burch won. I was worried about coming into the season with Jaguar. I thought, he might not win. That record might be gone. No, he's going to do it in race 2.
Yay.
He keeps that record. Fireworks go off around the World Heritage Centre.
You could actually see where it's being set off as well.
Well, so bright fireworks. That's 2 rounds done of ABB Formula E. Round 1 was spectacular. Round 2 in parts was great, but it has been massively overshadowed by a horrific accident involving Max Gunther, Mitch Evans, Alex Lynn and Sebastian Buemi. Alex Lynn has been taken to hospital for further evaluation. The red flag was called and the race ending early. We hope and pray Alex Lynn is unharmed and makes a very speedy recovery to be with us in Rome on the 10th of April. And a confirmation of penalty is still to be applied. Lynn and Sims under investigation for that throttle map homologation, so that could be an issue. Rast under investigation as well for problems out there for overspeeding under the full course yellow. So that's the end of the main programme. We'll now pop into a waiting for a few minutes and to see what's going to happen so that we don't lose out on anything. So 29 laps were completed in total. And Bird led quite a lot of them, didn't he?
Yeah.
Safety car came out lap 25. Red flag came out lap 29. So there's your information. They did that's 3 laps, is it? 3 or 4 laps? Behind safety car?
Yeah. Unusual.
And then to red flag it after. Yeah. So, we're back in Vision with Vernon Kay and Dario Franchitti. We're going to say for just a second to see if there's going to be any news. We have them in our ears, but me and Megan are going to have to talk and listen at the same time. So, Megan, sum up today's race. Obviously, horrific for the accident, and we hope accident's okay, but driver of the day if you can.
First of all, complicated.
Yes, it was complicated.
And it's... I quite like how...
Yeah.
I liked DaCosta. I liked how he was
DaCosta,
doing.
he was battling with Vern a lot. Yeah, you did say during the race as well, so you've kept consistent finally.
Yeah.
I would go driver of the day... Bird. It's obvious, but Bird. If I was going to change it, I'd probably go Sergio Sete Camera. He had some aggressive defending moves as well. But we had some great battles because we're seeing here on the screen. Frijns versus Bird, lap after lap. I mean, if you look at here, lap 11, Bird leads. Lap 13, Frijns takes it. A lap later, he led to lap 17. Lap 18, Bird to 20 to 22. Bird, Frijns are just swapping positions left and right as well. And then the two DS to Cheetahs as well coming together. Vern holding nothing back on attacking DaCosta. And DaCosta actually hitting him quite a lot, coming into turn 21 as well. Who do you think was at fault here? Is it still Vern or is it DaCosta? Vern for turning in and not leaving enough room?
Yeah, because DaCosta had nowhere else to go.
I agree. Is that a move that we saw similar yesterday?
Yes.
Yeah. Moving on further back, then we're going to talk about this accident because now we've seen it again with the added influence that Buemi was involved. Buemi goes to the inside, touches Gunther. Gunther puts Buemi into the wall.
I think Lynn turned off trying to avoid him.
And then hit the wall somehow. And hit
Otherwise, Buemi would have been a lot more
I honestly think it was a crunch from the front. I think he hit Buemi with a crunch to the front. And then at the back, he's had a massive crunch as well, probably from Evans. Evans told Sam he was in the biggest crash.
Yeah, which means he was involved with Lynn.
Jake Dennis has been disqualified. I know he's in 23rd, but he's just been disqualified. Added to that as well. Van Dorn's down to 18th place now as well. So they've just changed position. So for some reason, Jake Dennis has been disqualified from the race.
So they're disqualifying a person who was out.
On lap 16, yeah, I know.
I'm sorry, I just see no point to that.
Okay, they are raising good points. Safety car came out lap 25. Gunther, Evans, Lynn, Buemi crash was 26. But
Why were they speeding?
Buemi caused that safety car, though. That doesn't work out with our own graphics. Yeah.
Why were they speeding, then?
I reckon they must have got caught out.
Why was Lynn
a lot of questions
doing his attack mode?
Yeah. They've gone off air, actually, BBC, so we're on air longer than BBC. That's not good news. They've gone off air so quickly. So we'll go off air in just a second as well. So we'll just have to wait. And I think unfortunately it could be here a while, so we might have to.
I have food to get.
Yeah, we might have to go off air and maybe do a update later on if we hear any news as well. We're hearing. Okay, Lynn arrived on the scene upside down.
What? He flipped the car.
Chris Medley has just said there is a social media clip that has shown Lynn arriving on the scene upside down. So
what the hell happened within 5 seconds that caused him from going right side up to all of a sudden I'm upside down? And do they have halo protection?
I don't know what happened. That's very scary as well. I think we have.
Who did he hit?
I know it's very strange. We'll keep it on air. We're not going to share any footage or don't go out looking for it as well. But if we do see it somehow, we will report on what happened out there and how exactly it has happened, and describe it to you so you know exactly what happened and is he okay? Is he not okay? And here he is. We have information on the screen. We're seeing the pictures. Oh, Lynn had a massive failure. Okay, we've seen it. Lynn
even hit him?
He wasn't even part of the accident. We've just seen it. And Lynn,
what happened to make him do that?
Lynn was upside down.
Before he actually reached them.
Yeah, Lynn was upside down way before the braking zone.
What the hell happened?
Okay, well, this is all we've seen. We're not sharing it. We're not doing any of that. No. It's unprofessional, but we are looking at it now, and we're reporting on it. The accident between Buemi, Evans, and Gunther has already happened, and then out of nowhere, Lynn comes in upside down and flying off down towards the barriers to where Mortara is. Now, I must stress to you.
Who did he flip over?
I must stress to you that these cars are some of the safest in motorsport. They are extremely durable. Remember race 1, Nick Heidfeld was upside down and flipped over. The cars are extremely, and with the halo as well, it should be just precaution. But Lynn was upside down at the line.
I'm still wondering how.
I do not know. So yeah, there's the accident with Gunther. We're seeing it now on a separate monitor that have been sent, and Lynn just comes in upside down on his left-hand side and no front wing on. So that front wing that we saw on the track.
Who did he crash into?
I don't think he hit anyone. I think he couldn't. What I'm thinking is
maybe he hit Evans and then that caused him to flip.
I'm thinking he's gone for the brakes. The car's veered towards the wall. The front wing's gone off, and in that procedure, the rear diffuser and the downforce sucked him onto the side. Yeah. So yeah, that is a very unusual accident, and seeing that,
also explain the wing.
Yeah, seeing that, it is completely understood why the race was stopped. That was Evans actually went down to see if he was okay. Evans drove down the escape road to see if he's okay. There's a bit more image to what we're seeing.
Oh, he's gone into a wall.
He's gone on upside down, and he's exactly where Eduardo Mortara was in free practice 3 this morning. I got a bad feeling when I was watching that and thinking that car's gone in deep in the Tech Pro. Lynn's done exactly the same. He's gone upside down into the Tech Pro barrier. So that's why the race was stopped. It was an extraction. It had to do that. So,
that's a dangerous area. They need to do something about that.
Now I look at it, I'm a bit worried why the car was upside down. But knowing how safe these cars are, I'm a bit more confident. And fingers crossed, Alex Lynn is okay. So now we've seen what happened. We can explain to you. We've got no news yet to give to you. Unfortunately, is what has happened. I'm trying my best to see. And we have a statement. Beauty. You beauty. Mahindra Racing. I've just been sent this. Following his accident in today's ePrix, Alexander Lynn is conscious, talking, and on his way to hospital for checks. That is the news we've been waiting for. Alex Lynn is conscious and talking and going to hospital for checks. Now we have that and want to see the accident. We now know he's conscious and he's talking, he's on his way to checks. I now want to see exactly how on earth he ended up backwards. But we've seen it, obviously, yeah. What are you on about?
Just looking.
Oh, right. Yes, that's the actual statement from Mahindra Racing. I'll even put it up there. Not making that up. There you go. All good. Right. That gives me confidence we can go off air. We can switch back now to the YouTube chat as well. So I do apologise if we haven't been seeing your messages for the past few minutes as well. Ribozone said, Ribozone, sorry mate, you've been doing as well. Apparently he was upside down. He's sliding on the halo. That's what the French commentators have said. Yes, it's confirmed. There's a video on Twitter. Do you want me to @ you? Well, check your Twitter. Yeah, sorry, Ribozone. I know you've just been saying that. Sorry, I was looking as well because Megan was searching through the replay and I've just seen that as well. But the brilliant news is that Alex Lynn is conscious and on his way to hospital for checks. So he was on his halo. That must be failure. That springs to mind. If you never hit anybody else, failure.
I want to say suspension.
Did he get caught out by the false? No. Yellow flag? Caught out by the yellow? Must have been braking, yeah. A lot of questions left to be answered, but that's
he was in attack mode, so he was going faster than normal people.
Good spot.
And all of a sudden there was a yellow flag. He brakes. Yeah. All of a sudden it's a shock to the car and it could have flipped round and hit the wall.
We have got, actually, motorsport. Well, now that we know he's okay, I desperately want to see if I can get the video on, but I think I'll just have to point it up to the monitor. But now we know he's okay. This is the accident we've happened as well, and let's hope it focuses in. I'll turn that. Genius idea would be turn the brightness down, don't you think? There.
You know, if this was on my phone, we wouldn't have that problem.
That's the incident we've seen. Lynn will come flying in a second, and as you can see there, Lynn flying in upside down. No idea how that happened. Now that we know he's conscious and okay, we can have a look and see what happened with that accident. So that was bizarre. And we could show that footage as well because it was recorded by a cameraman.
Yeah.
Not a cameraman, a marshal. So, very bizarre. And I'm relieved to know he's okay. And that means we can go off air now 25 minutes later, knowing that he's okay. So, Megan, Alex Lynn on his way to hospital for recovery after a major accident. Your opinions on the race?
I thought you gave mine.
Oh, you did. Sorry. I'm just trying to get a wrap up at you. Okay, driver of the day.
I wrapped up 25 minutes ago.
Driver of the day, you went for DaCosta.
Yes.
Right, well, we had to stay on air a little bit longer. Thank you very much for sticking with us because a red flag, no news. We had to wait to see. Alex Lynn, upside down. That's what caused 3 accidents to cause 1 red flag. I've never seen that before. Alex Lynn arrived upside down on the track. He was skidded along the halo into the Tech Pro barrier at turn 18, the same place where Mortara crashed in practice 3. But I'm delighted to say he is conscious, on his way to hospital for checks, and hopefully he should be A-OK. We send our best wishes and speedy recovery to Lynn if anything is damaged. And, well, Megan, thanks to you for joining me today. 1 word, if you can, to sum up today's craziness.
I only said first of all, complicated.
Complicated, right. Everyone's been asking me about coverage details. Well, we will be back on the 12th, 13th and 14th of March for Formula 1 for pre-season testing. Coverage details to be announced. Keep an eye on my Twitter at Joshua Burch 99 for that. And of course, race time on the 25th, 26th, 27th and 28th of March. The MotoGP and Formula 1 season kicks underway. We'll have live coverage of all sessions for Formula 1 and coverage of the Qatar Grand Prix only. I think you're in the box for that one as well, aren't you?
I have no clue.
No clue. But yeah, so join us on the 12th to the 14th of March for Formula 1 pre-season testing and March 28th for race day in Formula 1's Bahrain and the MotoGP's Qatar Grand Prix. We leave you with Sam Bird winning here at Jaguar for the first time, but we leave you with our best wishes and a speedy recovery to the charming British driver, Alex Lynn. Goodbye and good luck to everybody in this COVID-19 pandemic. Good night from Diria.